and sponsored by Ossie, we are proud to present an international heavyweight contest over 10 rounds, each of 3 minutes duration. The referee for this contest is Webb Francis of Kent, and your timekeeper, Danny Peacock from London. Presenting and introducing to you in the red corner, with the blue shorts, from Puerto Rico, Osvaldo Ocassio.
It's amazing, isn't it, Barry? You think he must weigh something like 4 stone heavier than when he was World Cruiserweight Champion.
With the white shorts,
this guy's used to this.
Jess
Certainly doesn't look like in half the sort of shape that Harding looks in, but he's a professional survivor. He's very good at fighting on the inside. He's got some tremendous moves. He's been around for so long. You know, he really is very experienced.
Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you.
And you know, he's plenty of surprises. This guy is full of surprises.
Well, Jess Harding is giving away 15 pounds. He's scaled exactly 16 stone. Ocassio 17 stone 1. And I guess this is a bit of a make or break fight for Jess Harding. If he loses, he might well be tempted to call it a day and mean it this time. And obviously the incentive there to see if he can do better than Lennox Lewis. And Ocassio isn't hanging about.
I'm not so sure Jess ever got over the Mason fight. I think he's biting off a bit more than he can chew. This guy is overweight and out of condition, but as I said, he's used to being overweight and out of condition. He fights that way all the time. He's never been in shape. Even when he was at his best, he always looked like he was out of condition. And I think he's got just too many moves for Jess. He's very experienced, and watch him on the inside, the way he switches his feet. He's now turned to southpaw, from orthodox to southpaw and back again. He really is a... It's like you couldn't hit him with a handful of stones. He's so difficult to hit on the chin, you know?
Well, Harding, as we know, the southpaw, and we know the count of the southpaw. Bang him with your right.
Watch those moves now. As he hits Harding, he switches his feet and he turns from the head to the body. Then he switches his angles and switches around and steps the other side of him. He just popped a little right as Harding walked on. He just stuck it straight out in front of him. This guy doesn't get hit on the chin. That's why he's been around for so long.
Those shots a little short. Harding taking them on the gloves, but well, we saw Ocassio against Lewis, and survival was the name of the game there. He didn't really have much ambition in that fight, but he's come out to make a bright start here. Mark you, he'd get awful slow carrying all that weight around in a 10-rounder. Harding trying to get the jab to work. Brilliant. A good left, and that got through. But Ocassio, immobile, impassive.
Harding has got a punch for this guy's chest. So use his right jab, stay off him. Use that jab and punch for his chest, because he moves so well from the waist. He's never there in the one position. See, even when he throws his own punches, he's moving his head with it so that he doesn't get hit with a counter punch.
Harding is going to get awful tired if he has to keep on holding this man off all night. Ocassio on the ropes, making no effort to get off, but tucking up.
And he's clipping Harding with little sharp, thudding counters on the way in. Watch him. Harding's a bit despondent because he's finding them so difficult to actually do. It's the end of the first round.
Not Ocassio, I think, surprised us all with the speed of his opening.
If I was in Harding's corner, I'd be telling him, get out there, allow Ocassio to come to you. Don't you be going to him, because you're playing right into his trap. allowing you to come forward. He's doing nothing. He's not pushing him off when he comes on the inside. He's lazing around and allowing the Harding to walk in. And watch this popping right hand as he walks in. And it's very difficult to hit him cleanly. When he hits you with that right hand, he slips out of the way. Harding's got to stay away from him, hit him with the jab, and then punch up the way. Because you hit him on the chin, you hit him on the neck, you hit him somewhere, but he's got to punch up the way.
Oh, Jess lost to Gary Mason. In pretty rapid time for the British heavyweight title last year. But with the heavyweight division seemingly in a state of flux, we're still not quite sure what's happening to Gary Mason. He's sort of established credentials, and as I say, if you can do what Lennox Lewis did, only quicker, well, that can't hurt. Round 2, scheduled for 10.
Did you watch Ocassio's reaction to a good body punch there? He signalled to the referee that the punch was low, so you can see that he doesn't like the body punches at all. He's very heavy around the midriff, and that's what Jess has got to concentrate on. Stick that jab at him, let him come to him, and nail him around the body. Be smart, play a cute game like Ocassio was playing.
Well, he's been in with some class acts as the former World Cruiserweight champion. Guys like Larry Holmes, Michael Dokes, Holyfield, recently Ray Mercer, and becoming American heavyweight, one of the new hopes they've got over there. So, experience-wise, he can run Olympic rings round Harding.
He doesn't like to press the fight. He's not in condition to come forward. His legs are thick and heavy, his waistband is heavy, so he doesn't like to come forward. It suits him for Harding to come forward, so Harding should be using that jab, staying in the centre of the ring, allowing Ocassio to come at him, and then punching him to the body and punching him to the head up the way.
That's better.
Staying on the outside, using that jab the way he's doing it. That's the way he's doing it. That's the way it should be done. He stands a much better chance of winning that one. Well, speaking to Ocassio's trainer before this, he said he's been working with Carl Williams and sparring with him and keeping himself in good shape as far as he's concerned. If that's good shape for him, I'd hate to say him when he's in bad shape.
Well, his manager, Pepe, told me, tongue-in-cheek, that all the running he's been doing has been in the hotel corridor. A journeyman, a trial horse nowadays, but don't forget, a world champion once, and there's no such thing as a bad fighter becoming a world champion. And he's giving Harding all the trouble he can handle when they get close.
He's always mobile when you're coming to him. That's why he's so difficult to stop. When guys put the pressure on and come forward, he moves his head, he keeps his head rolling, and therefore you're never able to hit him with any more than one punch at a time. Whereas if he comes at you, he's leaving himself open to be hit with counter punches. And that's what Jess is doing, and you watch him, he's much more effective when Ocassio comes at him. Pop that jab. It's a better round for Harding.
With Jess Harding now. It was quite an upset when we went down to Wales, saw him fight Chris Jacobs, Welsh champion, local taxi driver.
It was a bit of a surprise myself. I was actually there that night watching, and I was very surprised indeed that Jacobs beat him, but he came off that stunning defeat to Mason, and he hadn't quite shaken off the effects of it when he was beaten by Jacobs. And you know, it was he started off quite well, and then he just fell back into those same mistakes he'd been making against Mason, dropping that hand, and he was hit a few times and the referee stopped the fight.
Brendan Ingle. Well, Victor Gonzalez in the white jacket.
Round 3.
Roy Francis, the man in the middle. Round 3, scheduled for 10.
Ocassio really fancies this job. He's coming out here now to try and take Harding out. Nice right hand, short, stiff right hand. Perfect punch to hit a southpaw with. As you say, Dave, he's got all the moves. You know, there's no bad fighters become world champions. His face is remarkably clear for a man who's had so many fights and been in with so many good fighters. There are not very many marks on his face. I don't know whether he has ever been what is known in the fight game as a bleeder, but there's not much scar tissue around those eyes. He's remarkably unscathed.
And every time that Harding tries to come in,
He nails him with that right.
he gets suckered, and that little short jolt, it doesn't travel much more than about 9 inches a foot, and every time he comes in, he gets brought up with that. And you get hit with enough of those, you're going to go eventually.
Yeah, if a man at 17 stone hits you on the chin, you know you've been hit.
Too right. That was a good little shot.
Tried that right hand up from Harding. That's the way he's got to do it. He's got to stay out. Stay outside.
I think that was just a slip. And Roy Francis thinks the same. Gloves are white. There was a punch thrown, but it didn't land.
Ocassio's an amazing character. He treats all these fights just as a spar. He's like, there's a nice right hook, and you know, he's just throwing those punches and fooling around, and it's just another night's work for him, you know. I mean, that's the attitude you've got to have, but sometimes when you're nervous and apprehensive, it's difficult. He's a real professional, this guy.
To give Harding his due, we know he can hit, we know he's got a decent punch, but he looks a little bit vulnerable against this man. He hasn't hurt Ocassio yet, but Ocassio has just made him wobble once or twice, just forced him back on his heels.
Harding is a good standard fighter for this part of the world, but he just hasn't had the chance to get the experience. And I think he took on Mason a wee bit too soon. And Mason's a very dangerous puncher. We know that he can be lazy and overweight sometimes, but he's a very dangerous puncher. He hit Mason with a real nasty right hand. It was a tremendous punch indeed.
Round 4, scheduled for 10. Can you see it going 10, Barry?
It's hard to judge at this stage. Ocassio will never do any more than he has to do. He's quite prepared to win on points. As I said, he treats all these fights, you know, like they're a spar. He was hit with a good left hand there, incidentally, on the back on the ropes, but he just shook it off like it was nothing. He won't do any more than he has to do. If it means putting effort into it to stop Harding, he won't do it. But you know, he'll stay in there for 10 rounds and win on points. You just pick him apart, pick Harding apart. It's a nice right hand, left hand from Harding. It's thrown Ocassio into throwing a few punches there. He's a nice left hand.
Yeah, it's the second good left he's got through with in this round. But I've got to say that I've got the man from Puerto Rico in front at the moment. Although, having said that, this is not a bad round at all for Jess Harding.
Yes, not. On the inside, he's not having any success. Jess should be staying on the outside. I'm surprised that his corner hasn't saw that at this stage. Every time he's landed a clean punch, he's been on the outside and picking his punches nice and cleanly. He's getting into this fight much better now. Ocassio's showing the signs of wear and tear. The old poundage around the waistline is not helping him.
Oh, you've got to drag that around. 17 stone, 1 pound. You've got to drag that around for half an hour, or for 10 rounds rather. It's not easy. Harding is in good condition. He's trained hard for this fight. Gum shield's gone.
Yeah, is he hurt? Ocassio thinks he is. He is actually a bit hurt. You can see those legs are a bit shaky. Oh, another right hand on the way in. That's when the damage can be done, when your gum shield's out.
Gum shield out, your mouth comes open a little bit, and
teeth smack together and you crack your teeth, and chance of breaking the jaw when the gum shield's out. And he's coming back into it. He's really gritting his teeth now, literally, because there's no gum shield in there.
it's significant that this round Harding's got through with a couple of good. There's another one, a good solid left hands, but they've made Ocassio blink, but nothing more. And when Ocassio lands good shots, they really are hurting Harding.
He has the knack, Ocassio, of being able to ride a punch. It looks like he's been hit solid with the punch, when in fact his head is halfway gone and taking the effect out of the sting of the punch.
But again, having said that, that was a decent round for Jess Harding.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll probably give that round to Harding. That was the first round that I would actually vote as his.
I concur. I agree. But I've still got Ocassio in front. Have you got the visitor in front?
Yes, most certainly he's in front. And as you said, Harding has tried desperately hard to nail him with that left hand, and he's hit him on a few occasions, but hasn't made him blink hardly, you know. So it's a worrying sign when you're only sort of 1/3 of the way through the fight and you haven't hurt your opponent.
It must be so frustrating for Harding that here you've got a big immobile target and you can't nail him with 2 solid shots in succession.
Come on. Round 5.
Oh, everything, everything. An Irishman geeing up a Puerto Rican. Round 5, scheduled for 10. Ocassio, former World Cruiser champion, in blue. Jess Harding, former challenger for the British heavyweight title, in white. And the crowd, really Harding supporters to a man. Full and quiet, you can sense they know which way this fight's turning out. And you just fear, Barry, that Harding's going to get suckered once too often with that right.
Yeah, I don't know how his punch resistance has been affected by that knockout by Mason, and how his confidence has been affected by the loss to Jacobs. But he's certainly trying very hard here. He's catching a lot of punches in return. He's taking a lot of counter punches. Referee's just warned him for slapping. Not so sure he is slapping. He's winging the punches from different angles, and they're coming roundhouse and straight through the middle. There's another one of those dangerous right hands. Harding just can't keep absorbing those sort of punches. That, as I said, when you've been hit with a man of 17 stone who knows how to throw the punch, they're all taking their toll, I can assure you.
Well, when you... Oh! Well, and the left. He's open target now, is Harding. This is not a good round for him. Now, if Ocassio, you could just step up the pace a little bit.
Oh, another left hook. He's in trouble, Harding. Bad trouble. He's out on his feet there.
And once again, the right lands. That's been the punch really that's doing it for Ocassio. Again and again and again. Harding comes in. There's another one. And another one. And
it's so difficult to hit Ocassio. Harding is getting more frustrated, and with that he's getting nailed.
And he's marking up. Face becoming a little swollen around the eyes, because as Barry says, when a guy 17 stone plus hits you, that's no little tap. And Ocassio knows he can get. He knows he's got an early pay night now. Oh, look at this. Guard down, a little bit of showboating, uppercuts. Harding cut on the scalp. High on the right-hand side of his head. But he's so brave. He's coming forward. But a bad round for him. Well, the cut on the high up on the right-hand side of his head, that's no problem, but
Harding just
what does he
looks
do? What does he
confused,
do?
Dave. You see, the thing is, he doesn't have the punches in his repertoire or the experience at this stage to catch up with Ocassio. He's tried everything he can in his arsenal to try and hit Ocassio without any success. These are these punches again. Watch now this left hook afterwards. In actual fact, he actually tripped and touched down there without actually taking a punch. But he's hitting him with the right hand, then he's stepping across his his right lead and hitting him with a left hook.
Round 6.
When you think of the experience that Ocassio has garnered, having been in with the likes of the men he has been, Holyfield, Holmes, etc., etc., with the greatest respect to Jess Harding, it's a learning fight for him, and that was low.
It's very low.
Over the gentleman.
Harding's left eye is beginning to swell up and close. And you see, Ocassio's quite prepared to take it easy, let Harding come walking in and nail him with counter punches. He just keeps doing it all night long, and he's quite prepared to do it. And look here, he backs himself into a corner. Look, he hits him with a right hook and a left uppercut.
Oh, he's gone again with a right, wobbled him. How much longer can he keep on his feet?
He's so good off the ropes, this guy. And that's all gained with experience.
He's a cagey old cusses, this guy. Lying on the rope, shades of Ali against Foreman. Rope-a-dope. Well, this isn't a rumble in the jungle. It's a bundle in Basildon. And I've got to say, Harding is not winning it.
He's getting slowly picked apart. This guy is slowly but surely just nailing him with every punch in the book. Uppercuts, left hooks, right hands round the side. And he look at how he's doing it so nonchalantly. He just puts the head down parallel with the floor and throws that right hand over. And it will hit the southpaw every single time.
It's master against pupil, really is. And you feel for Harding, because
yeah, he's such a nice and such a courageous guy. He's really trying hard, and it's just not working.
Right, stand back, right back. Box up.
Come on, Jess, boxing! Boxing, Jess!
Don't hold, don't hold. Right.
Well, I know we've seen some extraordinary turnabouts on pro box in recent weeks, but to be quite honestly, I think the only way Harding's going to win this is if Ocassio gets deported between rounds.
His left eye is quite nasty now. It's swelling up, and it'll be shut in another round or two. There's another right hand, another left hook.
I just cannot believe how open Harding is to these right hands. He must have been hit with over 100 so far, and he still keeps taking them.
Experience, Dave, that's what it is. He's so good at it. Watch him bringing those hands down when he's on the inside, tuck up for the body. It's as if he can see what Harding's doing a second before he actually does it. We're looking at Harding in the corner here, and surely his corner must say to him, look, just go out and give it another couple of rounds and let's give it a go, because that left eye is swelling closed. It's really bad. They should be using the ends well on that cut, or that swelling. It's a little iron bar that should be pressed into the swelling to stop it getting any worse. We've got the ice bag, but it's not as effective.
Unmarked and, well, breathing a little heavy, but counting 17 stone plus around, it's not surprising. Totally unmarked, a nice useful workout, a nice useful payday.
That left hook just danced off Harding's temple.
Second up. Round 7.
And the cries of Harding supporters getting ever more desperate.
Stand back. Right back.
The ones that make noise and not the ones that hurt you.
Right. Stand back.
Harding just doesn't know what to do. He's tried everything, and he doesn't know what else to do. Ocassio's just slowly waiting for him to come forward and then picking him apart. Here he goes again, body and head. And watch when he gets inside, he ties Harding up, he holds one of his arms and stops him working with the other.
And Harding has got his guard up, but despite that, virtually every shot that Ocassio throws gets through.
It's going to be excellent to have in the gym to help young heavyweights come along. With his sparring, his tactics is incredible.
Come on, Jess, get to work, get to work, get to work.
And he's really breaking Harding's heart here tonight.
Put him in, Jess, put him in now, come on.
It's the one decent punch Harding has landed straight up to the middle. He brought it up.
Come to finish, Jess, come on!
Inviting Harding to come in, taking a lot of shots on the arms, on the gloves. Of course, they don't score. And got him again, 2 rights.
Another right.
And how many's that?
Steps back and allows Harding to come back in again. Used to call him the radar because he was so difficult to hit on the
Gumshield's gone
ropes.
again.
She's gone again. Harding is starting to blow again.
Right. Stand back.
Can understand why. He's pushed the Gumshield back in again. First time I've ever seen that done.
I'm not sure whether I was doing him a favour, actually. Oh, well, such is life.
Get away from him, Jess, get away.
See what I said about Ocassio? He's not going to try and push and try and stop the fight or be aggressive. He's going to stay back and allow Harding to come back in again and just nail him every single time. Harding's grimace is there as he walks in. That eye looks really grotesquely swollen at this stage.
Round 8. And Harding an awful long way behind on points. The eye, left eye, almost closed now. Narrowed to a slit.
Which means he can't see those right hooks.
Which in turn will make the problem even worse. And I think Harding must know in his heart of hearts he's got to pull out something fairly spectacular now. But I don't think he's got the firepower or anywhere near the firepower to do it.
See what he done there? He threw that right hook instead of a straight right because Harding's eye is closed now and he can't see the right hooks. He may be able to get a glance at the straight rights, but he can't see the right hook coming around the side. And that's what he's doing. He's bringing him around the side, popping him straight through the middle, tucking himself up then when he gets in close so he doesn't take any punches in return.
Well, Harding has only taken a backward step in this contest, but I don't know, maybe Roy Francis might think about calling a halt before the end. Because he's taking an awful whacking. And although Ocassio might look as though he's on the receiving end sometimes, you watch how many punches he takes on his arms or on his gloves.
Oh, long left hook. Referee's got to think about this.
Gone now, he's gone. He must have gone, surely. Laying on.
He's taking too many punches here. The referee's got to have a look at this pretty soon.
I absolutely agree, Barry.
Ocassio, he's so good on the inside. He's just slipping all those punches and banging them to the body, banging them to the head on either side. And he's not able to hit him with anything at all. The referee's got to have a look at it.
Poor Harding, really, I feel, is taking a lot of unnecessary stick now. Roy Francis taking a very close look. caught him again, and it's just bravery that's keeping him upright at the moment. Bleeding from the mouth, left eye closed. Ocassio hitting him at will, and
referee's keeping a very close eye on it. I think he's going to step in very soon. He should have stepped in before now, in my opinion, but Harding has absolutely nothing left to offer, and he's doing nothing but absorbing punches. He's now getting on his toes to keep away.
there have been no knockdowns, but Harding has been on the brink a couple of times.
He almost touched down there. So
with just a straight right jab, yes. And Ocassio just picking his punches now. Harding still coming forward, but a sorry sight. And I think Roy Francis is, well, he's going over to have a look at Harding. 2 rounds to go.
He's stopped. Referee stopped the fight.
And if he has, that's a wise decision. And he has. All over, he says. The face of defeat. And one of the flurries that caused it. So, Ocassio wins in 8. And for Jess Harding. No wonder Ocassio delighted. Comes over, says hello to Barry.
And in the 8th round, the referee has to stop the contest, ladies and gentlemen, with a very badly cut left eye. Ocassio is the winner.
So, as Ocassio wins for the first time in Great Britain, we'll take another break and we'll be back to see the Ben Fleet banger, Phil Soundy. Don't get too far away.